My name is Ian Sargent. I'm the Arts Development Outreach Manager for the Drum Arts Centre in Aston. What can I say? The Drum has been in, where we've been, we're kind of in our 20th anniversary, or in 21st year of being an organisation. We have changed our name from being a black-led arts organisation to an intercultural arts institution. That was a conscious decision, partly because things have kind of progressed, things have developed, conversations, notions of community, notions of identity have kind of evolved. So the Drum in itself has evolved its kind of thinking in terms of how we represent ourselves and also how we represent communities. So in that in mind, we've kind of decided that we want to kind of regard ourselves as an intercultural organisation, partly also to represent the organisations, the communities, the different ethnicities that are coming into the city and our working relationships with them. As an organisation, we've been taking part in a range of discussions around the First World War. We've brought together a consortium, some of you around the table, and we're still in the process, we haven't finished it yet, we're still in the process of putting together a bid to the Heritage Lottery. And what we want to do as an organisation is to kind of provide a platform, because as an arts venue, we have the facilities, we have the staffing and also the resources to kind of facilitate a lot of opportunities for organisations to realise their projects. So, you know, as people like Gary has said, that they've held projects with us and held discussions and that kind of thing with us, and also taken part in events that we've led. So, you know, for instance, you'll see the Black History Month Black Blood Runs Red event that we did. So over the time since we've been involved in the Heritage Lottery programme, developing this, our World War I programme, we've kind of looked at a number of things really, and essentially what it's about us how we engage the local community, but also looking at the wider agendas of how we actually can reach out to our international partners and also our local partners, our national partners, and how we can actually bring some of those kind of stories into being. This is some images from the Black Blood Runs Red performance that was held at the Drum during the Black History Month, and annually we host the Black History Month official launch at the Drum. So last year we produced this performance that features soldiers from the Caribbean, from Africa and from Asia. And also we had the standards there with Gary on the... Is that you, Gary? That was you, isn't it? No. Was it not you? Oh, it looks like you. I thought that was you. So we had this performance was produced in-house, and basically it was based around stories from, actual stories, letters that were written by soldiers. So we kind of produced this piece that we're now kind of keen to kind of develop and then take it out on the road, take it into schools, take it into communities, because of the powerful nature of the project. Because it was a verbatim piece in the sense that it was from letters from people that are actually you know, taken part in the war. These images, these paintings, are from an artist that it's an exhibition currently at the Drum. It's from an artist from Togo called Koko Ekuagu, and he's from Togo. And I don't know if people know that Togo land at the time was actually a German colony. But in Togo, that was where the first shots were fired, I understand, I believe, by British regiments. So it was quite timely. I've been kind of in communication with Koko through a kind of an intermediary from France that was doing charity work there. So we kind of had these discussions. He sent over the pictures, and basically his images kind of talk about one of the paintings that's called Distress. It was talking about the distress caused by African soldiers actually being involved in the war, but also the the legacies of that and the impact it had on Africa and African souls and African minds in terms of what they were, who they were, and, you know, the ravages of war. Because, you know, as many of you kind of, you know, done in your research, it was about empire at the time. It was about fighting for land, and in Africa then it was about, you know, carving up the land and, you know, who would kind of claim this bit, who would kind of claim that bit. So so a lot of his paintings kind of refer back to those souls, those lost souls, but also some of the partial victories, and, you know, them going into France and going in across the African continent to actually fight. It was a pleasure kind of working with him in a way. We've kind of communicated, and I kind of cheated because I don't speak a word of French, so I kind of did the translate thing kind of thing online, and he'd like be writing back to me going, oh, you know, oh, your French is really brilliant. I'm going, yeah, isn't it? Thanks. But the exhibition is on until, I think it's around the 23rd of February, so if any of you want to come and see it, and the work is actually for sale as well. It ranges from, like, you know, 1 foot kind of canvas paintings to just smaller little pieces. So what we intend to do at the Drum is we're aiming to kind of, you know, run a series of programs and projects during the life of the centenary program. So each year we're kind of aiming to kind of deliver different kind of activities where we engage children and young people through our relationships with local schools. You know, we've got some schools represented in the consortium, and then also one thing that's just recently been kind of confirmed is that we've got we're going to have a PhD student based at the Drum for the next 3 years. We're just about to advertise a post, and that part of that role is going to be about the archives at the Drum and making the Drum's archives more accessible. But also I think that might be an opportunity for them to kind of, you know, work alongside the research that we're actually going to be doing as part of the program to bring some of that work into being. We've also got some through our program of work that I do. As you can see, I curate and program the visual arts program, but also I also do the films at the Drum as well. I kind of program the films. So the aim is to, later on in the season, we've got some funding from the British Film Institute. I'm going to be kind of programming a series of films, archives and other kind of related films to be shown at the Drum. So I'd want to kind of talk to people that have, you know, discovered any kind of archival footage to kind of put together a package that we could show at the Drum, have discussions around, and then, you know, kind of do these kind of things where we're kind of engaging people within that. We've also, another element of what we do at the Drum, we've got an organisation, we've kind of partnered up with the Warwick University, and we've got an organisation called the New Centre for Contemporary Cultural Studies. The New Centre is kind of about this kind of academia meeting the general public and providing this platform for critical discourse. And we've had, you know, a number of events, the most recent being we kind of talked about the Charlie Hebdo situation, and we had, you know, about 100 people kind of coming in to kind of have these discussions. So through that platform, we have the opportunity to kind of put on discussions, put on critical discourse around whatever themes we choose, and we've kind of programmed it in, you know, to have monthly discussions. And, you know, there is an opportunity there to, again, to kind of platform some of these kind of debates and discussions and bring people on a panel. So basically what I'm saying is that the Drum is there, you know, partly in the sense that we're going to be putting together our a heritage lottery bid with partners, but then also at the same time we can facilitate a lot of opportunities, a lot of discussions. But we have to kind of bear in mind as well that there is a likelihood that, you know, if the Drum gets the money that we're aiming to get through the Raising the Roof program, where we're planning to kind of redevelop the space, it is likely that the Drum would be closed in by the end of the year for about 18 months. But in a way, that's actually not a bad thing, because it then means that we're going to be out and about in the community. We're going to be working more in the local community. So, you know, making sure that the brand is consistent and it's going out there. So in that sense, then we can take our events into different spaces here and wherever, you know, wherever you are, wherever you're based, to kind of bring our work and bring our brand there, bring the discussions out and about. So I actually think it's a good opportunity for us to do that. So I've got some cards, I've got some brochures and that kind of thing, and I'll also kind of take part in the discussion later on. So that's about it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Yeah, thank you. Cheers.